Hey folks, how's it going? Napalm Dawn here and Marvel Strike Force. Just wanted to go ahead and go through a couple orb openings for this video and see what we get. Mostly because I've got another Ultimus orb up and kind of want to see the luck, and also want to get some of these Wakandan orbs open that I've been sitting on for a little bit. So let's see what we've got going for the updates first. So Red Star 4 times Okoye. She'll only be featured in Red Star orbs and Elite Red Star orbs for one more day, which is cool. I've got some of those to open up. Payday's coming up, which is Mercenaries. Some arena stuff, which I really don't push my arena too much. Kind of went ham on a blitz recently, and that was fun, but generally when it comes to arena, I just, I kind of do my 2 and I'm done, and then sometimes I just don't even fight, really. I just go in there like, hey, team that's better than me, and I just wave at them and I retreat, because I just don't really actively push arena. So you can laugh at the arena ranking if you want, but I hang out just about where I want to be when it comes to arena. So, alright, let me go ahead and grab my daily materials, since the daily has turned over recently, and I'll proceed on to these orbs over here, see what I managed to pull. Checking out. Yep, okay, grab some of that. I gotta say, I like the Kingpin orbs. I think it's probably going to slowly erode away at my gold, and I totally admit that. But it's handy, and it's certainly handy for pushing the any of the milestones where you have to spend gold. And on the screen is one of the reasons why I like this Kingpin orb so much, is those orange training materials drop like candy from this thing. And yeah, it eats your gold reserves, but if you've got somebody who's kind of been swimming in gold, or you've managed to get a lot of gold orbs, Kingpin's Vault pays off. I mean, I'm 75 away from a gold orb. If I get lucky and get like 1 million in there, you just turn around and put it into the Kingpin Vault. So I finally think with Fox Next, this is one of the coolest things that they've done. But, we're all waiting to see what the compensation is for the crashing. Now, I've heard that you want to make sure, if you're an iPhone player, you want to slap your account on BlueStacks super quick, just so that you have at least one device that's tied to Android on your account, because Android's where the crashing was. Other people said, no, that's kind of stupid, because then all the Android players are going to be cool and the iOS players are going to feel they're screwed over. And it's happened vice versa in the past, where iPhone got a boost and Android didn't. I don't particularly know, but it certainly can't hurt. And for those people who wanted alternative means to getting into a game that wasn't crashing, and they basically went to an older version on Android, be careful on that one. There are some people who said that they found that their accounts got banned, and other people like, well, that's horseshit, and like, no, it happened to me, and they think it's because it detected an out-of-date version of it and thought maybe there was like a cheat in effect or something. I don't know, but I maybe wouldn't do the downgrading thing, especially after now they have said that they recognize that there is a problem, the devs are working on it, and we should even get a compensation package out of it. Well, thanks. 15 shards of Mystique. When I was farming her and never getting any drops, that would have been super handy then. I've already just dinged her recently, but, okay. Wow, Daredevil's actually getting close. It looks like I'm going to have to go for a Daredevil ding pretty soon over here. It's funny that I got 15 Ronin, because I just made a Kree team on an Alliance Ward defense over there, and Ronin is one of the weaker links in it, and I was just going to bump him up, so that's kind of funny. 25 Mordos. I'm not gonna kick that out of bed for eating crackers. Oh, the 30 of Ronan. You know, there was a time when Ronan was so trash he would pull his shards and you'd be upset about it. And I wonder if at that time Fox Next kind of upped his rate because it's like, oh, everybody considers him trash, so that'll be the one that mostly everybody is gonna pull shards on. And now, you know, Ronan's actually pretty decent, especially if he's on a Kree team. So, yeah, I'm not really gonna complain about Ronan shards anymore, so I know I've got to get my Minerva up. She's due for a little bit of love here. Um, I've kind of been dumping things into Carnage lately because I pulled him somewhat recently, and I would love to move him over to my debuff team. I think he'd be phenomenal over there because I've already got Venom, I've got Spider-Man for the stun, and you know, basically it's all about the debuffs, prolonging them, spreading them, and everything like that. But I'll get to that in a little bit. So the ones that I still have left to get are Star-Lord, Magneto, although I wonder if maybe I could have gotten Magneto the last time around. I don't remember. I did pick up Iron Man recently, so that's at least one of them out of the way. Just working on it as best I can over here. And of course, we still got to wait for Ultron. Shuri, I've heard several people write up or give feedback on Shuri that when she becomes available, you're going to want to get her because, I mean, she's solid in her own right, but it's what she does for the rest of the Wakanda team that she becomes kind of an absolutely killer linchpin for a whole Wakanda team, and like you don't want to live without her. But let me grab a couple Red Star orbs, see what we pull over here, see what the luck is like. Wasp at 2 stars, no, okay, but it was a duplicate. It's lovely 2-star Magneto that I don't even own, and a duplicate. 1-star Luke Cage, that's a duplicate. 3-star Hydra, fucking scientist. 2 more. I'm gonna open 2 more of these for now. Really? Actually, I think, oh, hey, alright. So, we're gonna be going for her, so that's cool. We'll take that. And you know what? I'll just finish them out over here. Yeah, Ronan's a duplicate. Rocket Raccoon's okay, but a duplicate. My Rocket's pretty solid. Hey! Okay, Stars on a Deadpool. That's nice. He's on one of my teams. Stars on Kree Oracle's pretty cool because I've got a relatively solid one. Whatever. Aim Infector. Okay, so we've got one really decent one over there with the Kree Noble and Deadpool. We'll give it to that. Deadpool is part of one of my teams, so that's pretty decent. And, Kree Noble is definitely one of those Kree that you want anchoring Kree teams. It's just, they're kind of just ridiculously stupid with those energy generations. So, I wanted to get her orbs opened up over here. And then we'll get on to the Ultimus, so we're going to see if we can recruit her. Chances are we should be able to with 8 orbs. Alright, so we're up at 14. Pretty decent T2, so we're up at 20, so we got 25 left to go. 8's solid, alright. Another 8. Alright, so we got 3 more to open. We pulled at least 16 recently. Alright, yep. We're definitely going to be able to get her. And we're over by 5, which is pretty cool. Just solid 8 the whole way through. So, looking at Okoye over here, actually kind of scary at that camera angle below the eyes like that, and the war paint. That is truly a frightening angle. That is a mean looking person over here. And interesting purple trails when moving the spear. It looks like beam me up Scotty going on over here, but okay. So we've got Spear Strike, which is the primary damage dealer. Deals 80% damage, chance to remove positive effects. The damage gets bumped up, and at 3, you always remove a positive effect. So you don't need to bump that one higher. But for her orange, she gains extra focus, which would be nice to see if it overcomes those heavy resistant people like Jessica. Her precision strike attacks the primary target, chance for a defense down, chance to chain. Always apply the defense down, so right at level 3 you get the guarantee, and then you're just bumping up the damage. But I'm a little surprised they don't bump up the chance to chain. It always stays at 60. Would think maybe here at like 5 or 6 they would go after that, but it seems like they don't. And even at the orange level, I don't necessarily know that this one is worth legendary mats. Aerial Impalement, 30% chance to gain defense up, attack the primary target for piercing, and change the speed bar by -30. We've seen stuff like that on Cable. I love their phrasing on that. Change the speed bar. I mean, yeah, it is a change, but you would think like, I don't know. I guess it is a very basic way of saying it, but it's just interesting they've went with that verbiage there. The 50% chance to an offense up now with piercing. Always gain the offense up at 4, not 3 like a lot of her others. Piercing, and then a bigger speed bar change. And then her passive on defense up, gain immunity on any self or Wakandan ally. Crit, gain +1 charge on a Wakandan ally's turn. While charged, gain assist now. Very, very interesting over here. I almost feel like it kind of borrows from Captain Marvel a little bit with that. And surprisingly, the damage goes up, but not anything else. So, a little schizophrenic over there. And man, that's just a scary person. Alright, let's see what other orbs we gotta go through here. Oh, Kingpin Vault. Every time I go through you were so tempting. Well, I've got an Elite Red Star orb, so let's see what duplicate I pull from this piece of shit. A 5-star Ravager. And he was at 4 already. Wow. All I could say is wow. Oh, wow. I didn't know I had 2 Mega Orbs built up. This is actually a pretty orby video. I did not intend that. Damn. Nice. I am quite pleased with that. There was a time when I didn't own Black Panther and I aggressively pursued him at one point. I don't remember how much money I spent on it. I don't think it was a lot, but I think I'd slowly sort of been building him up, and then I was like, oh, hey, if I get this package, it'll top him off. But that's tasty, and that is timely too. I am not going to complain about that pull right there. That's a good pull. That is an okay pull. I have actually become quite enamored with Miss Marvel in this game. She's trash in Future Fight. She was trash in Marvel Avengers Alliance. But I really enjoy Miss Marvel in this game, and I actually have built a team around her. And I'll definitely show you that team in just a little bit. I just want to go ahead and go after Black Panther here. Maybe it's getting worth it to build up a Wakandan team. So, you know, for any of you guys who played other Marvel games, do you just feel like this game is just greedy as hell when it comes to stuff like Marvel Avengers Alliance? You know, once a month they had the gold sale, and you had the bonus item and everything like that. And of course, with the Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux project, you're not going to worry about that. But it's like every day that you go in this game, it's like the Aqua Teen Hunger Force pop-up ad episode where Shake is just in a room and he's just getting choked out by ads that are popping up all over the place, and he just keeps ordering stuff, and then more ads pop up. That's what this game feels like to me, and it is one of the... I used to think Contest of Champions was really bad, and it still is, because I don't think you get anything for your money in Contest of Champions, which is why I don't even like throw a dime that game's way. This game, you do get a lot of good things for what you pay for, but I feel this has by far and away become the greediest Marvel game out of Future Fight, Contest of Champions, Original Avengers Alliance, Marvel Heroes. I don't do Puzzle Quest or Tiny Academy, so I don't know how to rank those, but damn, Strike Force is bad. And I really don't remember how Marvel Avengers Alliance 2 was, or Tactics. 15 Scarlet Witches. Not the worst in the world, but it's not that great for me because she's so low. And 2 Ultimus shards. Wow. So it's 6 and 180. Is anybody even running Ultimus out there? Has anybody ever actually run into an Ultimus tune somewhere? I don't think I have once. So yeah, that Kingpin orb that I was telling you about, it's really good for spending the gold because you can go through the gold milestones super easy that way. I haven't checked my Miss Marvel in a while. Only 32 out of 80. Not the best. So, the teams that I wanted to talk about as I wrap up the video here, except I've got an achievement, so I may as well get a 5 over there for Hulk. So, we've got a Night Nurse Blitz going on. Store still pretty standard post-war. With the defense boost and the energy refills and everything. I'm not actively pursuing any Blitz characters because everybody's fairly far from a ding. However, Luke Cage is kind of getting in within a range that I would be interested in him. The Kree Royal Guard's sitting pretty... Yeah, I think I'll start dumping into Cage again. But in terms of the teams, and I want to go through the teams that I've got stored over here. So this is my primary team. It's been my primary team for quite a long time now. They deserve a little bit more main focus love instead of trying to spread the peanut butter thin. And you can see what happens. So this is the drawback of massive amounts of red stars that has been talked about, is that when you wind up accidentally going ham on your red stars for a character, they severely outrank the rest of... I mean, look at how tight the rest of the team is. 25-2, 25-6, 25-6, 25-9, and then 33-4. I mean, good lord. But hey, Black Widow's a decent tune to have 5 stars for red like that. So this is just my primary team. Generally, Black Widow, Captain America's level 1, and Gamora. Get somebody weak in the first round for Gamora to execute them in the second. I would be really nice if I could start pulling some red stars for her. And let the ladies rule the show. Oh, here, Captain tends to taunt in round 2, and a lot of the big stuff's coming in. Yondu's there for both straight damage, you know, and a little bit of heals if that minion comes out. buff cleansing. Night Nurse is the anchor for healing. This team over here has been a secondary team for a long time and was originally like my fun team. Crossbones rarely ever taunts. He's just generally offense. Doctor Strange finally started getting some love. He was so far behind the rest of the team because the star level was low. But he and Mordo, they get rid of buffs and everything like that. Well, actually, Hawkeye, Quake, and Doctor Strange get rid of buffs. Strange flips buffs really easily. Mordo's good for the blind and the heal block. And then this is it's just AoE lunacy over here. You've got the tornado from him, his Allahu Akbar, his AoE, his healing debuff is AoE, and then Hawkeye's got AoE, so this is just basically coat everybody in hot DPS paint and just take them down. This is my Miss Marvel team. I call this team basically like follow-up heaven. The extra attacks on this team is ridiculous because you've got the mutants in Storm and Wolverine and Deadpool, but then you have the brawlers coming in with Daredevil and Deadpool and Wolverine. Her doing, like, this is a really good team. It lacks a healer, but that's okay. Nobody likes healers on these teams anyway. I mean, yeah, I've got Night Nurse up there, but I can't help it. And Miss Marvel is a decent tank in a pinch. And now I've got 2 stars on Deadpool over there, which is handy. And, my Wolverine has been the one generating my Ultimus shards. This is my debuff magic team over here. Recently, this is what it used to look like with Loki in there, just providing some clones and some distraction so that Scientist Supreme and Scarlet Witch and Venom get off what they need to do. I since got Miles in there, and he's in for extra debuffs, plus Scarlet Witch is there to try to extend his Disrupted. This team has a weakness in that my Spider-Man's starting to fall behind and needs some love. Deadpool, thanks to the 2 red stars over here, shot at above. So this team is fairly balanced top to bottom. This one was until Black Widow got messed up. This one is doing okay. Oddly enough, my Scientist Supreme has pulled far ahead. You're going to be watching this and go, are you kidding? You actually have got Scientist Supreme on a team and are making use of her? Like, what meth do you smoke during the day? I know it sounds really, really odd, but it works. And there's a couple people lined up to step in there for debuffs if I need them. So Miles was on the fringe for a bit, and then he stepped in. Pyro, of course, I could use on the team if I want to. But let me kind of tell you about Scientist Supreme, because I think she is a little overlooked and considered trash when maybe she deserves a little bit of recognition. Poor Rocket's not on a good team, but I think I could build a good tech team with him and Crossbones and a couple others. So Scientist Supreme has a serum pistol, which definitely applies 1 random negative effect. If I pull the trigger here, it's going to do 2, which is really solid. How I start everything is she opens up with retro vaccination, and she tends to be slow enough that some damage has already gone out, so her heal actually matters. But then of course she puts the debuffs out on the entire field. Then in her next turn she does field trials and flips them. And again, if I pull this trigger, I've now completely covered my team, which is actually, I think, something that I want to do over there. People have tried this with Scientist Supreme, and they're like, man, I had to stop it because she always gets slowed, and then she can't do her job the way that she's supposed to. And I totally admit that is unfortunately something that can happen from time to time. The main idea is that she puts out the debuffs. Scarlet Witch comes by with Chaos Waves, which prolongs everything. Attack all enemies for 85%, plus each target has 3 negative effects prolonged by a duration of 1. And then if I were to pull the trigger here, each target has all negative effects. So it says all. If you notice, it doesn't say except stun. So if you've got a stun out, you've just jacked your stun up. She's got a decent quote-unquote heal by placing that deflect on everybody, which really lessens the damage. Then she does the defense up. I don't know if I would ever push Vision into this team. She has the random chance to spread negative effects, except for stun. And sometimes she goes ham on those. She'll have a match where she's just doing that constantly. You know, Hex Bolts. It's basically all about getting out debuffs on people and spreading them. And then Venom comes in and does it too, with Corruption and the heal block. And then the ability block and bleeds, and then you've got the bleed. So the team works out pretty well, and there's some Spider-Verse synergy that goes on there amongst the three of them. Other than Scarlet Witch, they don't have a dedicated healer, which is pretty solid. Nobody really recommends running with a healer anyway, but you can see that my my shield medic is up really high, and so is my night nurse, because I gave them some love. And believe me, there's a lot of times where I feel that having those heals made a couple, you know, blitz and arena matches for me. So yeah, having a healer gets crapped on, but I happen to like it. Really, in reality, it's those in a pinch healers that are probably the way you want to go, like Scarlet Witch, like Doctor Strange. You know, and with these three all being in somewhat the same area, I could easily build a Mystic team, and then, you know, if I needed to, where did he go? He shouldn't be too far down. Yeah, Loki could come in as another Mystic, and then he works with Mystic controllers, which is what Mordo is. So yeah, there's some fun in this roster, but I'm definitely lacking some of the legendaries, and probably need to focus on my top team a little bit more. But since I'm not that aggressive in arena, you know, I'm where I want to be for that. So there you go, guys. There's my video today on a couple orbs and the teams I've been running. If you happen to have noticed on my roster another couple teams that I may have been able to pull off but am not, let me know. And if there's definitely, yeah, I know Defenders and stuff like that, and Brotherhood. I mean, I know the obvious team synergies, but if you happen to catch anything over here that you thought I was overlooking, you know, go ahead and let me know. One thing I do know that I want to work on is I'm working on Carnage actively. I want to get him up there. Ronan I gave a little bit of love today because of a helicarrier defense team that was Kree. My vision is 3 stars, 4 stars if I get there. I sort of think I should push him because of Scarlet Witch, but then again, or maybe a tech team. Maybe that's how I'm going to get Rocket some love, is with Vision. And I'm pretty sure I should be working on Minerva, and maybe that's another one for a tech team aside from a Kree team, is like get Vision up there, get Minerva there, Rocket. Nebula, a lot of people use Nebula, and then there's a lot of... Nebula's a very divisive character. A lot of people swear by Nebula and her speed. A lot of people just think she's garbage, so... And then poor Miss Marvel sitting here at 20. I just haven't really built a military team yet. But then again, there isn't that many military there. But I have started to see her on Blitz and Arena teams. I generally try to avoid her, but I'm not necessarily that scared of her with the AI. And, you know, that's weird that Cable doesn't have tech. I know he's Cosmic and Blaster Mute and everything, but I also feel they missed the ball not putting Cable as tech. I mean, hi, techno-organic virus. Duh. Anyway, so there you go, guys. There's a quick quick little Marvel Strike Force video for you guys today. Let me know what you think, and have a good one.